Cre8ors Podcast. My name's Richard Beatty, and today I've got Dean Gunther in the seat in front of us. Welcome to the podcast, Dean.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, this is an exciting one because I really enjoy speaking to tattooists about tattoos, and
man.
you are an amazing tattooist. So,
Thank you.
First of all, where does Dean come from, and where is he now?
Well, I am from Cape Town, South Africa, Bellville.
Yep.
That is my hometown. I started tattooing in 2008 when I was 21 years old. And before that, I'll tell you, I am now obviously in the UK, in Manchester, Greater Manchester. So it's a village in Hyde.
So one of the outskirts of Manchester. Yeah.
So not in the city. So, in the hustle and bustle. It's a little bit in the outskirts. Still beautiful, lovely, more farmlands and stuff, but nice. It's pretty good, yeah.
And so where did you start tattooing in Cape Town?
Yes. So, I've always been an artistic kind of kid growing up, a lot of imagination, drawing. I think it was kind of clear that was kind of the thing I was heading into.
Yeah.
Always drawing. And, it's when after school, I did a few jobs, which was really soul destroying, sales jobs and knock door to door and whatever you do after school and so on. And it just felt, you wake up in the morning, you absolutely hate going to work. You just hate everything about it. Don't want to be there. And I've heard that quote that says, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah. And I decided, I'm done with all this shit and I'm going to do what I enjoy, regardless of the money. That should be not even in my mind. Mm-hmm. What do you enjoy doing? What are you good at? And I thought, okay, drawing. But I thought, if I'm going to draw all day long, I'm going to get a bit bored. I feel I don't want to just draw. And my first tattoo I got when I was 18, the guy just got out of prison. It was my best friend's brother's friend. And this guy charged me 40 Rand, which is £2. And I still have the tattoo on my calf. It's just a small little spade, the outline of a spade. So I fell in love with the process. I watched him. He took a black O-ring from a car, melted it with a lighter, dripped it into foil. And then he rubbed the foil like this and it turned into like a fine black dust. And then poured it into a little Coca-Cola lid. And then it's like, this is how we do in prison. You can use a bit of your spit or water. I was like, I'll use some of my spit. I want to do it that way. Yeah. And obviously this was way back when, a little few drops of water, start mixing it. And he had like a sewing needle, 3 matchsticks and string. And he kind of made it. So that was the little tattoo hand poke thing.
Pokey, yeah.
And that was it. I was like, hit me. And man, I loved it. I felt so hardcore with my little spade tattoo. And, from there, I still did the sales jobs and we went touring in the country. And when we stopped in the house and we have some time to relax and chill, we had a few drinks and I told the people, hey, who wants a tattoo? I can do this tattoo. I've got O-rings on my arm because we used to wear them, these black O-rings. We call it zombies. Don't know if people here would know, but in South Africa, it's what it's called. Right. And I remember I was burning this O-ring and the roof went black, because the ceiling was not far above. Yeah.
So what you're doing is your the carbon from the rubber.
Yes. So I got immense pleasure out of doing this stuff, laughing that the tears come out. You can't stop it. Like this shit, I loved it. Never mind the work trip and the sales job. Yeah. I found this enjoyable. Yeah. Never did I know that I was going to go into the tattooing yet. Then, I left that job and I went and sold sandwiches. It was a friend in the family. Great people, but obviously, that's not my passion, making sandwiches or whatever. Yeah. And I was like a driver as well. Yeah. Had a good time. There was a lot of Xhosa people that worked with us. And I also, kind of learned a few words with them and you can have a bit of a conversation, as you do, you're on the road with them all day long. Yeah. But that job I finished at about 1 in the afternoon. And that's when I slowly decided, I'm pursuing tattooing. And I had to wear the chef little thing, even though I'm not chef at all. I was driver and I used to deliver these things at the offices. And I used to go to this tattoo shop in Epping. That's where I used to get tattooed as well.
Yeah.
And in Reiterweg, Johnny and Jason. So Johnny, the uncle, he's an absolute legend. He sadly passed away a few months ago. I still speak to his son on a daily basis, Jason. And that old man, I got tattooed there. And I used to go sit there with my chef outfit thingy and just ask, can I help trace for you guys or draw, and just hang out at the tattoo shop? And then I said, that is it. It just clicked to me, But when I started, it wasn't something that you say in school, I'm going to start tattooing, and all your family gets together and they're so happy for you and supportive.
Yeah.
It was a bit more frowned upon. My family was very supportive. I didn't think they were going to be as supportive as they were. Yeah. But yeah, in the end, nothing matters. It's my life, and I'm going to do what makes me happy, not other people.
Thinking about it, like kids back then would never have said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a tattooist. Like that would never come into. But I wonder now, with tattooing being nowadays, so mainstream, 100%. I wonder if kids are literally in school saying, well, they are, because I've got parents.
They sell little fake tattoo machines with pens for kids from 4 years old.
Yeah.
So it is now a legit,
career choice.
Some of the old school guys that I used to speak with, they said, they flew up and down to America tattooing all over the show. Nobody checked their bags or know what it is. Nowadays, they all know what a tattoo machine looks like, and they know it's a multi-billion-dollar business. So there is big money to be made from tattooing. Yeah. So it is 100%. I mean, if you're good at tattooing, you'll probably earn more than your teachers in school.
Yeah.
So it is 100%. Career choice now, and I think a lot of parents is anyway more tattooed now than they were 20 years ago.
Yeah, and they're saying to the kids, you should be a tattooist, because like that.
So many of my mates,
they're thinking they're going to get free tattoos off my kids and that.
So many of my mates are like, my kid's creative, I'm going to tattoo.
Yeah, so, definitely. I push
it. They support it.
Yeah, interesting. So you came to England, you were already able to tattoo at this point then?
Yeah, so that time when I was 21 years old and I started fully tattooing, there was a lady, Rihanna, and she got me my first kit, because the place I bought from, To Evolve 9 to 5, they didn't sell to public. So you couldn't just phone up and say, how's it, can I come buy some stuff? And they'll be like, who are you, where's your shop? If you don't have, we can't sell to you. Nowadays, you buy Alibaba and all the shit, and even the big supply companies sell to anyone. I tattooed my client the other day, and she said, I bought my machines from so-and-so. I was like, okay, I didn't know they sell to anyone. But anyway, so by that time, I was 21. I did one tattoo on my best mate, little swallows in the Navy. And again, pushed my eyes out laughing all the way through, but loved it so much. And, just fell in love with the whole process. I ended up buying all her kit, because she had carpal tunnel and the operations and the works. And, she just kind of eventually stopped tattooing. And for 2 years, I went on just trying my own stuff. There was no YouTube. So I didn't even know you must dilute the black ink to get soft shades, I tattooed a koi on my one mate, and all I had was black ink there. And I thought, to get smooth shading, you just have to go like super fast and all this. So you can imagine the scratchy shit I did on him. Proper scratchy, We were tattooing, pulled the lead out there by next to the swimming pool, and the braai going, the barbecue. And this was like, man, totally wrong way of doing it. But same time, there wasn't really anyone to tell me how or what. So it took me like 9 months to find that out.
Yeah, there isn't everybody I've spoke to about how they got into tattooing. No one has told me the same story.
No,
there's no. I think the wave into the industry is kind of getting standardized a little bit now.
Yeah.
But most of the people in the industry at the minute came into it through bizarre routes, and unintentionally a lot of the time it just happens. You know what I mean? You're around it and you get fascinated, and then you get hooked on it, and it becomes a way of life, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I tried to make a portfolio, I bought these orange papers, and black sheets, and then I would cut a centimeter by centimeter around the A4 paper, and then stick it with Prit glue, and then I'll have like an orange border, and then I had photos which I had to develop and stick that on, and then I laminated it and put it in a ring file of all the shit as tattoos, try to make it look nice, my portfolio.
How important do you think a portfolio is to a professional artist?
I think it's everything really, because if you don't have, it's easy now. You just need a cell phone and an Instagram account, and you can say, "There's my work."
Yeah, you don't need a folder anymore, do you?
No, you don't need the ring file. You've got it in your pocket. You can just say, "Mate, here's my work, my website, my whatever."
Yeah, because I've just released an online training course to teach people how to create good designs that sell, but also I really think the portfolio is very important, and I think it's all right having it on your phone to show a customer, but from an apprentice, someone who wants to be a tattoo apprentice, I think that people should walk in with a properly presented 100%, portfolio, because and how that portfolio is viewed. We can see, can't we? You know what I mean? We can see how much work went into that. And if they haven't if you're looking at like 40 hours work, well, like, come back once you've times that by 10. You need to see like
100%.
So and we can see it, can't we? So like and then the effort that how it's presented, not just the images, but how it's presented, and the designs, and
especially if you like you say now, if you're an apprentice and you come up, then I don't want to see Instagram stuff. I want to see paintings, drawings, things that you've done, and
because you can see how someone's mind's working and stuff as well. So, the course that I've done is purely, it doesn't teach people how to tattoo. It teaches all the stuff before you even need to be tattooing. Like it's the stuff that is going to get you in the door at tattoo studios. Like if people were to do my course, the people who go through it, the portfolio that they present, the idea is that if someone showed it, you would be struggling to refuse. Because you're going to be looking and thinking, this person is good, and I know they're going to the next studio down the road if I don't say yes.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? So
you can see if they've put what's effort into
so I
it.
do think
or if they've got talent, natural talent or not. Because look, even if your stuff is not amazing to start with, you can always learn to get better. We never stop. You never stop learning. 20, 30 years, you'll still get better
as well. I know you're speaking about like actually doing some courses yourself. Some
I've done a few seminars. I went back to South Africa. I've done a seminar there. It was great to go back, and because I never knew of anyone when I was in South Africa who came and did seminars there. So for me to, be out of the place, and I've learned so much more. And that was the other thing. When I was in South Africa, I think for the first 10 years, maybe, I was in a studio here or there, and that's it. I did my own thing, my own setup there. And I only knew what I knew, and cut off from the outside world. I had an Instagram account, didn't even know really how that works, never really been on it. So all I did was ride bike and went to bike rallies and club, and that was it. Tattoo, pay the bills. I didn't really push myself, but I definitely, people knew where I was based, and I never had to advertise. I think my work was all right for an average artist, and I always kept going steady. But, the drink held me back. That's another massive thing. But eventually it came to a point where I realized I started seeing what people are doing in tattooing in Europe and stuff. And I got more, and I had mates who live in UK and stuff. And I saw the kind of work that was done. And I thought, I need to get serious about this. And also South Africa is my home. I love it. But we're a bit behind, There's so much talent there, mate. But, until a few months ago still, I don't think any artist ever I spoke to even know about just using a polarized lens or basic things or whatever that even the tattoo companies here sell to you. But or the way you make a stencil. Here in the UK, different shops, it's spread like wildfire. You show people there.
To be fair though, like there's there is simpler, more cost-effective, more traditional ways of doing things. It's possible to do it at all sorts of different levels. And I think the Western world consumerism side of things, you know, you need this product for this, you need this product for that, you need this product for that. But there's people who can get an O-ring out of a fucking engine and, do you know what I mean? Burn it, get a couple of pins and do a tattoo. You know, exactly. I've got a friend then who learnt to tattoo in prison and, you know, with, you know, guitar strings and electric toothbrushes or whatever it was he was using. And he you know, uses the killer bees. He's sponsored by Bishop. And he says he can do a tattoo with a prison machine as well as it's not the machine, it's the person who's driving it. You know
sometimes you see better things come out of prison than you see out of shops. That best mate of mine, his brother, he's a bit... he's more in prison than he's out. I think for most of his life he's been more in. And he made a machine, and I have that machine. He made it in Goodwood Prison, and the front of it is a cigar holder thing, and then you know you plug this in and it just goes and it rattles. I tattooed my mate's foot, and his foot went like a balloon. We did the outlines. Nothing is steady. It's a big hole with this needle, and it's dirty. We burned it with a lighter. And
it's crazy, isn't it? Like,
we tattooed his foot. We did the outline because he had his ex-girlfriend's name on the foot. So I did this big gecko with a tail that goes like a S for Stokes, you know, his name. And once I done the outline, he was like, shit, he couldn't anymore. And he still had the name there in the outline of a gecko around it. And eventually he filled it in.
I mean, I was similar when I started. I started tattooing when I was 11. At school, and I made my first tattoo machine when I was 12. I stole an electric razor off my dad and turned it into a tattoo machine. But it still had the needle with the cotton wrapped around it and whatnot. But it was now wired up to a 12-volt motorbike battery. And I started this I was maybe 12, and I started this Guns N' Roses back piece on my mate. And I got Slash's top hat done, and the machine blew up in my hand. Like literally went bang, fucking smoke coming out of it and everything. And then I got like parents started complaining to the school that I'd like tattooed the children and stuff. And obviously I was just a kid anyway, so I didn't, you know. And that was the end of my first tattooing career, and then obviously started again later on. But it's funny that I've been making tattoo machines all this time. So you've just recently picked up a killer bee?
Yes, I did. And it's strange because I like experimenting with stuff, and I've never ever really used a killer bee, and I've heard about it here and there. And you know what? Sometimes you try these super expensive shit, and then it's a bit disappointing. I'm like, wow, this thing just cost me 1,200 quid. It's no different from the previous pen or from the whatever. And I decided. I bought it from you, didn't I? That first one.
Yeah, it was a second-hand one because you wanted an original killer bee, and I didn't have any, so I actually
that's right. And I
got my hands on one.
Ages ago, I was going to buy from that other guy, and he then just went quiet. Anyway, I started using this, and I couldn't believe it. You know, even for packing. And the thing is, like I told you, my client said, even though the killer bee was a bit louder than the pen or whatever, he was like, mate, it feels like that thing hurts less. And he said to me even, you know, it's almost like that part healed quicker, but it's like I had to go less passes to get it in. And I told my Mrs. Sam, who's also an amazing artist, she was my apprentice, try this thing, just try it, trust me. And she tried, and she was like, holy shit, it's great. And you know, I'm not just saying it. If I didn't like it, mate, I wouldn't have bought a second one, which I bought about a week or two ago. Type F? Is it?
F, and I sent you a bumblebee down the bumblebee. To have a go with as well, because we're experimenting with a new motor for the killer bees, so we can start using batteries. And because the motors are a little bit power hungry for the batteries, so you've got that new motor to go on. What did you think of that, the performance? And
mate, I'll tell you, are you on about the
bumblebee?
Yeah, the bumblebee. Yeah, you use it on slightly lower volts.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I am, how can I say, I'm pretty excited for the new one. I don't know if you can say about that.
Yeah. So another reason that Dean's up here, he's come to get part for one of his machines. He wants to change the throw of the needle. So it needs a part for that. But we've been talking about some prototype machines that I've got sitting in the design stage, partly developed, that I've kind of stopped doing because I've just got distracted with other stuff. And where attention goes, energy flows, and my attention hasn't been going towards that. So Dean's actually been, he's kind of heard about these machines, he's been very curious. So I've actually let him have a look at the machines before we started recording this podcast. We'll maybe clip in some like kind of his reaction to seeing it. But there was 2 machines that I've showed him that are both quite unusual in their own way, aren't they? I'm now, obviously, now that I've shown him it and he knows it exists, he is signed up to a NDA, so he won't be telling anybody, so don't bother asking.
Yeah, I can't obviously speak out.
But yeah, it is, I think you found it. Explain what your like reaction to that was.
Yeah,
like, just
the weight and everything, amazing. The way it sits in the hand, it's definitely different to anything you've used before, 100%. And I think it's going to change the game. And I think a lot of artists would get on it, 100%.
Because
it feels better than any machine that I've got.
Instantly. And that's what I've been about, you see.
Yeah, and the straight tube, that's not comfortable. A straight pen, a damn aluminium tube. That is not, because your fingers goes in, but now you've got this... It's just not comfortable, and that thing which I held is totally
it's got
next
a very
level.
unique feeling.
100%.
So excited to like kind of get. I'm starting to think right. Okay.
And the fact that
I know it's good. I know it's good.
Yeah.
But can I be bothered to do it? Maybe not. Maybe I'll just make you one, Dean. Maybe I'll make maybe I'll just make me and you one, and then
I love that.
Yeah, well, that'd be cool. So that is possible. I could do that. I could make them now. I could make you one of them now. You know,
right? So we end this and then
not now, like you know what I mean. But like it's ready to prototype.
No, I get it.
You could have one to test. Run,
I'd love to test it and. Even maybe come up there to my studio or whatever. But the fact that it's because the Killer Bee and that, I love how the machine runs, but because I do traveling and conventions and things, I really love wireless stuff because, it's just a slip carrying wires and that's the thing. But the fact that when you're going to bring out eventually that machine, that is definitely a game changer. And another thing I just want to mention, when people... anyone, even myself, you can get caught up in thinking, oh, if something is very expensive, it must be shit art. It must be good. And I think it's not. It is, you pay for the name with a lot of these things. And I've tried machines that's cheaper and better results, better tattooing, better workflow, everything. Do
you know why that is, Dean? Because it's easier to sell shit to idiots than it is to sell good stuff to clever people.
Yeah.
So be warned, idiots.
People follow the trends.
Yeah. People are mugging your offer. It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's way easier to sell shit to idiots. They will buy anything.
Yeah.
Than it is to sell good stuff to clever people because they analyze things.
That's it.
And it's a bit soul destroying for me because I try and make good stuff, which reduces my market of potential customers down quite a lot because the world's full of. So like it's it's hard to find that right balance between the cost of the machine and how much you invest into it to produce it as to how much you sell it. And
I think it's also
getting
very
that right balance. But we're seeing a lot of rubbish that is getting consumed at extremely high prices, and then it's almost disposable in that, like, the last less than a year sometimes, you know what I mean? It just blows my mind that people are just, oh, well, I'll buy another one because that one's broke. What are people thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I've had pen machines, broken over a year and a half. And I'm like, now it's broken. I can't fix it. It's not a coil. Yeah. But I think it's also very important to have, proper, all these companies got pro teams and stuff because obviously people look at who uses your stuff, and if it's good artists, then more people are going to want to use it. And if it's just like I've not really looked into who sponsors who and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just from a business point of view, I think it's important that any company's got the right people representing the company.
You're sponsored by Quadrant, aren't
you? With the cartridges, yes.
Yeah. So obviously there's the future of the killer bees and the machines. Obviously I'm still doing the bees, but yeah, we'll maybe push forward with the new machines. So, what are you up to as far as moving forward? Then your tattooing's looking amazing. Now, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is dean.gunther. Gunther, Gunther. And yeah, as far as I just wanted to say, when I came up from South Africa, it was when I made that change to come to the UK. I left pretty much everything, came with a bag with clothes in, and that was it. I was a big drinker all my life, which was not good for me. Yeah. And when I came to UK, I maybe the first 3 months I was here, 4 months, then I quit drinking for good, and been hospital a few times through my drinking. Didn't realize the damage I was causing. Yeah. I mean, withdrawal, you can die from withdrawal. I never knew that. Yeah. Seizures and stuff like that. So anyway, go to hospital. I end up taking these tablets the other guy gave me as well. The doctor, it's like an anti-seizure, anti-whatever thing. Schedule 5, highly addictive tablet. Then I just, he gave me these things and just said, take this one if you feel a bit weird. And I was like, okay, that's almost every day, because I drank every day. Even if I've come out of hospital, I'll go back and have another drink and just pop these tablets. And then I almost got a bit, the nurse told me, you get addicted to this stuff now, or you are, or whatever. Any case, came to the UK, and again, I was here in the hospital, just couldn't go on, man. You out every day drinking, but you're not having a good time, not enjoying life. You every day waking up and throwing up, and it was just a shit show, man, like going nowhere. And then one day I said, right, I'm done, And my ex-wife at the time said, yeah, but you always say that. And I said, yeah, well, now I'm telling you, I'm done. I've made my mind up. And I went to this thing called Ad Action. They sent me to this thing called R-Hub. By that time, I was already 2 weeks sober. And, I got through it. I finished the thingy there. It's not like a rehab, but you go once a week for about 2 months and you check in and all the stuff. And I saw loads of people there on everything, coke, crack, heroin, weed, alcohol. Any case, and then I started painting from an old man. And there in Bournemouth, I took lessons from him, oil painting, And that kept me, I had to do something by, I used to sit in a pub 24/7. And now to just stop it, you feel like, what do you do now? So I started a painting, and then my work just started getting better and better, like 2 different worlds. And people was asking me, what you doing? Or I just said, man, I don't know. It must be the painting. It helps, and the color theory, and I start studying these things, and just got my head proper into the art and stuff. And I built up again from having basically nothing, and was down South Bournemouth, and I tattooed in my mate Zach Chiswell's studio there, Family Inc., for a year. Then I went up to another studio, also there in Boscombe, and then I came up here. And now eventually I opened my own studio. I've got 2 studios now. They're about 10 minutes apart. The one's in Ashton-under-Lyne. It's like a little private studio. I kind of learned a lesson there because I went too much in, pay way too much on floors and shit, that you don't need. Thousands, to make a nice room. You don't have to, if it's not, you don't have to spend that much. I know now because shortly after that, my friend went to America and he wanted to sell his studio, and I so happened to take that over. And then that was shortly after I opened the other shop, the first one. But anyway, it's all good. So we're a few artists now. I am looking also for artists. we're not in a major rush because we look for the right person, laid back, driven, because you become like the people you surround yourself with, like the 5 or whatever.
Yep.
And I want, not in a bad way, but losers. I don't hang around pubs and shit and mindless bullshit,
Yeah.
It's more want to be around successful people and artists and then people that
People
thrive.
who are focused and pushing hard to
that's it.
Create
done all
something
the
bigger
junk
than
and
themselves.
shit and done with it. Don't need that.
So how do you
So-
find the 2 studio thing, running 2 studios?
Yeah,
One's obviously a
it's-
private studio, so it's just a place to
Yeah,
go. So it
it's-
sounds like a bit of a bolt hole. Is the other one
Yeah.
your main one, and then you use that as a little bit of
we've
a
got the main one, and then we've got another lady, Rachel. She does hand poke tattoos. She's a lovely girl, and but she's there on her own at the moment. There's space for 2. I'm thinking maybe I could also, let another artist take it over eventually and focus on one studio, because eventually I would like to have a big open plan studio. But I got my O1B visa to go work legally in the USA. So I'll be looking to do more shows. I'm doing a show there next month, a convention in New Jersey. And then I'm going to go do a guest spot in, I think it is, anyway, it's in the States somewhere.
You also go on the cruise ships, don't you?
Yes.
Have you been on the cruise ships?
Yeah.
Now that's with Lou Rubino from World
That
Famous
is
Inc.
correct.
He's set up a really cool.
He's got something
thing where-
good going there, mate.
Yeah.
I got a few artists in touch with the people, the managers and stuff. When I speak to them or they ask me, how was the trip? And I say, it's amazing because I went last year. I did the Caribbean one.
Yeah.
So there's different ones. I think there's one to go Australia, Greece. I'm doing the one in Greece now. Me and Sam, my girlfriend, we're both going to do that in October. And I went on my own last year in January. So I went because I've not been in Miami. I wanted to check it out. And so I flew to Miami, me and my friend John, and we did the Caribbean one, 2.5 weeks. So you go Bahamas, Bimini, Nassau, Mexico, Dominican Republic, all those places, and you do it back and forth. And you tattoo on the ship. The food's amazing. They've got entertainment, no under 18s. So you don't have screaming kids and that, proper parties and shit. So people can enjoy themselves. So they've got a good setup going there. And, it's almost like a paid holiday.
Yeah.
And I think so. It's a good way to go and see the world and not pay out of your pocket for it, really.
But that's tattooing for you as well, though, isn't it? It is a great career to get into, but it's one of the few skill sets that if you learn
you can take
you
it
can
anywhere.
go anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. Literally some backwater town in Australia, outback.
Anyway, that's the amazing, beautiful thing about it.
Like with low employment rates and no industry, and just
amazing.
And you could pitch up with your kit, and someone is going to pay you to do a tattoo on them.
You can't. As a dentist, sure, you can find a job in another world.
Yeah.
But can you fly this weekend to Amsterdam, just go tattoo someone or go do someone's teeth?
Yeah.
Pay for your holiday.
And then fly back, or then jump on a cruise ship and do that, and then end up in Miami, do some tattoos over there, maybe skip over. It's just the potential's
tattooing,
crazy.
man. We're blessed. It's the best thing, It's art, creativity.
Back to what you said before about enjoy what you do and you'll never work a day in your life.
It's all fun.
It's hard work.
Yeah, it's concentration. It's your back. But you got to look after yourself and eat healthy and exercise when you can. I go train every morning, get it out the way, and like I say, the drinks and drugs and that kind of shit. That will give you a short career. I mean, you earn good money. You can dress up like a rock star. Do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you're still giving a professional service to someone. And if you're going to be hanging out your ass all day long and anxiety because you're on cocaine every day or weekend, that's bullshit. So you're not going to go far.
There's a lot of that stinking shit everywhere, isn't it?
People talk mental health, but mate, you also on the gear and the snuff and the whatever. So obviously you're going to have mental issues. So
yeah, not good, and we do see it quite a lot in the tattoo industry, don't we? So
no, that's it. For me, it's now about health and just be professional and clean and
cool.
whatever.
Good stuff. So I'm going to sort you out with some bits for the tattoo machine, and you're going to be all right building that yourself. Then the idea is that you haven't brought your machine, have you?
No, I haven't. No, for the cam and that. I think it's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah, you should be able to do it yourself. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. So they're meant to self-service anyway.
Yes.
So yeah, you've got conventions coming up. You've got the cruise coming up.
Yeah.
Potentially now, obviously, because I've been creating this online course, we've spoke about that, like doing some seminars of your own that are actually online. Is there a website? Yeah. Do you have your own website?
Yes, I have a website. It's deangunthertattooart.com.
Yeah.
And I have an online seminar that's on another website. I just had a new website rebuilt. I pay a company to do it because they're really, on top of it. Ink Marketing, they call.
Right, okay.
You can check them out on Instagram, and also for the SEO and whatever. So you kind of top on Google and search and all that stuff.
And that's specifically aimed at tattooists, is it?
Yeah, they work with tattooers only. That's what I like about it,
That's interesting.
They only work with tattooers. And a mate of mine has been with them for months, and I asked him and he said he got good results, and that's why I got on it,
So is the link to your seminar on your website?
Yeah, it's on my old website, which is dean-tattoo.co.uk. And it's on half price, so it's about over 5 hours long. It's £125 now for the seminar that I've done. If they go click on it, it will show you a little trailer of what it is. It's a chimpanzee or a orangutan. It's a orangutan that I've done last year. Yeah.
So if any tattooists out there, this isn't beginner grade stuff, beginner level stuff. This is advanced stuff. But so if you are a beginner, don't waste the money on it because you just won't get it. It'll go straight over the top of your head. But if you are a tattooist and you're wanting to look to improve your colour work, just go and check out Dean's Instagram and have a look at his work. And I think you'll have a lot of faith in the what he's going to present to you in your seminar, because it is really amazing work you do. Thanks, man. It's mind blowing. And you like to do long sessions as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do pretty long sessions, and I'm still
2-3 days.
2-3 days in a row.
Yeah. Wow.
All the time.
Wow. How do your clients deal with that?
I don't know, mate. I mean, a lot of people ask me, I've had them
going to day 2. I've actually had one guy going to day 3.
Is it?
Yeah, I've only ever went 3 days in a row.
I've done 4 days a few times, but I feel that's too much.
Yeah.
Because by 4 days, I think it can, by that time, kind of affect the healing and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's inflamed.
The body can only take so much.
Yeah. So I normally say 3 sessions. I've had guys that they say, right, I want full leg sleeve. I want to book 5 days straight. Then I say, mate, trust me, let's do 3 days. Maybe take the weekend off and take ibuprofen and stuff, and then you come back. But what I always ask my clients to do before they come in, a week or 2, I would say drink loads of water, start moisturizing the area that I'm going to tattoo so that the skin is not all dry, all crock skin and that. Proper cream it up every day, moisturize, eat good, and then obviously on the day of the appointment, eat a good breakfast. And then bring all your sugary snacks and proper food, good food, lunch, and to see you through the day. And we've also got everything there you can order. The people can order. I don't really order junk food, but everything's there that they want. So you name it, it's there, close by, 15 minutes away. So, and that's it.
What about designs that you've, things that you want to tattoo? Have you got anything sitting in your...
I do, yeah. I've got, I should actually put them up again, put a few things up. And there's a few that I've made ages ago, even years ago, which I still have, which I still would like to tattoo. But my style, it's always, it's always changing, you know. I kind of try to break away from not making too much detail and thing like that, even though I still do detailed stuff. I mean, I've seen detailed work that holds up amazing over years, mate. So I think it's also the way you apply it. I know a lot of people say, yeah, but things don't hold up. But I think it's still good to do bigger shapes and bold, and you get more done as well.
Yeah.
You know, I like it when you look at a tattoo from a distance and you can see what it is.
Me too.
Yeah,
I like
when I come up
kind of high impact
20,
stuff.
10 centimeters to see what it is.
It's hard to read. So it sounds like the future's quite bright. You've got a lot going on.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's obviously there's so much potential. You're pushing my potential as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, appreciate that. You know, it's nice to get that
yes,
support
man.
you,
Yeah.
so.
No, I definitely see a lot of potential in that, mate. And I mean, just using your machines, the Killer Bees and that, which I paid for obviously and bought even more because I could see what the stuff, how it works, you know. And there's definitely, I can't even imagine what the wireless ones. It's going to be different to what anyone's seen before. The whole thing about it is different, which I think is great.
So, one more question before we wrap things up. We've got your Instagram in amongst all this. We've got your website and stuff as well. So that's normally what we finish with. So instead of that, I'm going to ask you, what's your thoughts on AI and the tattoo industry?
Right. Okay. I think AI is pretty cool. I don't think any robot is going to out-tattoo any human because I think maybe it's cool if a little robot arm can do something, but I cannot see any bullshit robot out-tattoo any human or the interaction with a real human.
Yeah.
You know, that will never go. I mean...
And the use of AI image
Mid-Journey and all that stuff. I think, you know what? Even the best artists in the world, there's a lot of guys that freehand amazing shit, but they're very far in between.
Yeah.
But some of the best people out there, they all use Pinterest and stuff as well.
Yeah.
You can just
Google,
see, we all know Pinterest and all that.
That really famous dove that everybody's tattooed, and that really famous lion that everybody's tattooed.
Yeah, you know.
There's that tiger that everybody's tattooed. And don't forget the third rose on Google, or, you know.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, I think AI has brought a new dimension to possibilities, and
mate, I think it's amazing.
Thinks out the box,
It's basically going to be the new Pinterest, but just like a Pinterest on steroids.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can actually give your own ideas to get what you want out of it. Sometimes the thing's a bit crooked. Give you like, you know, you ask a duck and then the foot comes out like a strong hand.
It gets a little bit weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
One of the thing that I'm seeing that I don't like about AI is people are using AI images and claiming that
it's art. It's their art.
It's their art, and they're also, if you type in to do a tattoo image, it produces something that looks like a tattoo.
It's even red around the edge and all
skin,
that.
It looks like a fresh tattoo.
But you got to be a special kind of to put that on a profile and say, "This is my work."
But it's happening.
Tattooed it. But it's ridiculous. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I mean, I've seen all sorts.
Yeah.
But I mean, people need to really do their homework about what's going on. You know, as far as the AI and stuff go, I think it is amazing. I think it opened a lot of... I've actually made a logo to test it. I said gorilla holding dumbbells and whatever logo. And it popped out these amazing logos. Mate, you'll pay for that shit. Yeah. And this thing just kicked it out. Yeah. And I was like, that's amazing. If I want a logo, I could just use that now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic tool, and I think there's been a little bit of pushback with it from the industry to start with, but I think it is like it's going to get embraced. And, you know,
man.
It's,
and it's important to keep up with the times, because you remember when the iPad came out, people were crying about that's not drawing, that's not art. I don't even use iPad. I do like on Photoshop my stuff. Yeah, but you know what? What's wrong with it? It's still art. Yeah, I mean, you know. You've got all the brushes in one and all the stuff. You can do a lot of amazing stuff with it. But you still got to be creative, you know. Like, don't take away. Look, if you're going to be like that, you're going to fall behind. And all the technology, because technology keeps changing, whether you like it or not, get with it or you're going to fall behind. And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Get with it, learn the new shit. Learn even the social medias, you got to keep up with it all. I mean, everything's moving so fast. I get it,
not everyone likes it, but at the same time, you don't have to dance around on videos like TikTok. No, you don't have to. You can grow somehow, I've done that 6-pack and that shoes, and I got a lot of so much shit people say on that, but I don't even read the comments. But
yeah, you got to get to the point where you don't read the comments.
No, I mean, mate, put it this way: that those two, the 6-pack and the shoes, whatever, 30-something million views within a few weeks. You put on a normal tattoo that you've put your heart and soul into, that you really like, and you get a few. It's hard to grow social media, and at the end of the day, this is our income. We make a living, sponsors, all these things. You got to have a good social media presence. So you can't blame people for trying and thinking out the box to grow, because that stupid tattoo brings people to my page, and they want to see what the hell does this guy do, and then you'll see, okay, it's not really about that stupid tattoos. It's it did its purpose.
I think it's good to have a bit of sense of humor in the tattoo.
Yeah, man. You did that amazing spaceship guy. I pissed myself when I saw that. It looked really funny. That
and like that was me putting humor into a tattoo. And I think that's a good thing as well. So Dean, thanks for traveling up the road to come and see us.
It was a pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
Your story and especially man. You were into tattooing. That was I've not heard that one before. So thanks for coming up. It's been a pleasure. Good luck with everything that you're doing.
Thanks, mate.
Which sounds like quite a lot of stuff. I'll get onto this new machine and watch this space.
Let's roll. I think it's going to do amazing.
Cheers, pal.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, great.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.